Hello guys and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. Wow, where do we start? Usually we start over at Avalon, but today we're over here at Kirshar's mob spawner. And so much has happened since the last episode, I do believe. All of this is new. Some of you would have seen all of this in the live stream, and I put up a video of the live stream yesterday, so hopefully you've enjoyed that. I don't know, I'll probably put a link on the screen if you want to go back and watch that, but it was just me and Red Eyes hanging out and working on this mob spawner and figuring out the problems with it and what we wanted to do. And that was to put in this lava blade at the top, so when all of the mobs come down, they're now on fire when they land at the bottom. And there's also a few iron golems in there taking care of business. And yeah, the main thing with this mob spawner is that when they fall down the middle, we want to kill them as quick as possible. So the reason that we added the lava was to deal with the spiders, and also because some of the mobs could land, because in the latest snapshots they actually calculate the enchanted armour that they have on. So some of them spawn with boots for feather falling and they survive the damage, and that backs up the system. So that has been done, that has been fixed now by this lava, and this thing is pretty much done. I can't think of much else we need to do at the bottom here. Maybe make these platforms they land on 4 wide, but that's kind of pointless now because these 2 rows of hoppers can deal with the amount of items coming into them. So let's have a look here. You can see these chests are filling up ever so quickly. This has been about half an hour ago. I almost finished emptying them, and then I AFK'd for a bit just to see how the rates are. And so we have chests full of all the different materials, so we're doing really well with this trap at the moment. But what I want to talk about is the previous episode, might have been a couple of ones ago now, where we had the YouTube chat, and I asked all of you to leave a comment and I'd reply to some. Well, there were so many comments I couldn't actually reply to them, and this ladder right here is new to me. That goes up to the clock. In fact, we'll go over there and have another look at this thing so I can talk about what I want to do to it. But yeah, there were so many comments, I was answering them for about an hour, and then I realised that I wouldn't be able to answer the rest of them, so there were like quite a few questions left that I couldn't answer. But if you add me on Twitter and Facebook, I'm always talking to people on there and happy to answer your questions when I have the time. And there'll be links to that in the description box as always. So what I want to do with this is make it all even and symmetrical, and so probably move the clock up to the top so you can't see it, and then where you see this cobblestone wraps around, I'll probably do that all around the outside, even though it has no purpose because that has redstone on it, and just make this thing look really symmetrical, because that's kind of what we've gone for with this design. When me and Red Eyes were building all these half slabs, we actually built this triangle that you see here in the wrong position, and then we had to rebuild it again, which was a bit of a pain, but yeah, it looks really cool. So I don't think I'm going to be working on that in this episode. What I'm going to be doing is actually setting up my shop at spawn, because I have tons and tons of sand. Sorry, when I say spawn I mean, what do I mean? The shop in the Hermitcraft hub. So there's loads of gunpowder here that I can take. I've got loads back at my base as well, and I have tons and tons of sand from the quarry. So what I thought I would do is open up a TNT shop and then sell some TNT for some diamonds, and I think that'd be pretty cool. I'll probably do something like a stack of TNT for 2 diamonds. That sounds pretty fair to me, but maybe I'll change that depending on how many people actually buy it. And while we're doing that as well, I've got a couple of little errands to do, so I'm not sure what I'm going to do straight away. I'm probably going to head back to my base and craft loads of TNT. Well, there we go, spontaneous montage. The idea just popped into my head, and that pigman is climbing a tree. How awesome is that? Yeah, the idea popped into my head and I thought, why don't we just roll with this? So we have a full chest of TNT here. This is awesome. And I've been thinking about the price. I did say 2 diamonds, and I was thinking, do you know what, I could probably charge 3 or 4 for this, but I think 4 might be a little too greedy, so I think 3 diamonds for a stack is fair. But you see, I'm used to seeing TNT in stacks like this because I have quite a few. I have a mob spawner and I get loads of sand from the desert, so it isn't quite as rare, but I think for other people it's quite valuable to have a stack of TNT, so I think they'll gladly trade up 3 diamonds for a stack, which I think is a decent price. I do spend a lot of time in the desert, harvesting sand. For some reason one of those little Windows security things has just popped up. I do not know what that is about. It's probably Java trying to update itself again. So anyway, while I was gathering more gunpowder from the mob trap, the Kirschars one that is, I was looking in the nether trading area and I realised that I'm going to need to grab some red wool and some black wool and some white wool as well, so I'm going to head over to the sheep farm because I've been measuring out a shop, and if I use 2 sections I can make one that's wide enough to put TNT as it appears on the side of a TNT block going across the back, so it'll be a little bit of pixel artwork going on there. And I thought what I'd do is make a really cool stylish shop where everything's red and then there's a big back wall that just has TNT, and then there'll be a chest in the middle with all the TNT that we've gathered. So that's what I'm heading down to do right now. And I also just want to talk about a video that I put out, the competition that we had for Reddit. I'm not sure if that's actually finished yet because I'm recording this in advance, but if everything goes to plan, that'll all been done by now. And the competition was like an opportunity to play with me and Unhost on TeamSpeak and on a server. And this guy's walking away, but he's not actually there. Are you? Or are you? I think he might be here. He is. How did you escape? The hell? That is so strange. Where is Blue as well? I think Blue is on the end here. Oh look. Blue is the one all the way down the other end, so he has escaped. How have you managed that? Do you know what? I think he's one of the ones that was out at sea. There were a lot of them swimming around up here where they'd wandered off. I used to have a pen and some of them escaped, and I know there's some swimming around the other side of that wall. If I walk to the end here, we might see one off in the distance. See that red guy? So maybe that guy has wandered in from somewhere around this island, because there are a few just roaming around. He's probably looking for his friends, and I think he's found them. So, getting massively sidetracked there, I came here to pick up some wool and talk about Reddit. The competition was to play with me and Unhost, and the reason we wanted to do that was to boost the Reddit community. It become a little bit inactive there, and we really like, having a community around Hermit. Why did I pick up blue wool? This is what happens when I try and just talk and play. This is why you normally see me. Oh, I'm going to need all of that. Just doing all my stuff and then talking in between, because otherwise I do a terrible job. So we wanted to boost the Reddit community. We wanted to get more people on there and make it active, and so we held that competition, and a lot of people turned up and started posting on the Reddit, and it's turned into a real nice community already in a few days. But there was also a lot of comments on my videos saying that they didn't know there was a Reddit, and I have mentioned it in the Hermitcraft episodes before, but usually I don't really talk too much about that sort of stuff. I'll just mention it quickly. So if you guys want to check out the Hermitcraft Reddit, there is always a link in the description box on a Hermitcraft episode, and then you can come there. I think most of us hermits check on that Reddit every day, and I know I do. And read all the posts and stuff. So if you want to ask us questions or just find out what other people are chatting about, there's a good place to become part of the community. So anyway, I'm going to make sure that I have enough red wool. No, it looks like I need to take another trip back to the sheep farm, but when I've gathered all of that, I will meet you over at the nether hub. It's always good to have a visitor. I was just making my way back to the wool farm, and then I saw Biffa was there. Oh, we got a zombie in the base. Let's kill it. And he's got a weird side of head there. I don't know if you noticed that. And my sound has gone. Let's tell Biffa where we're going. Oop. I've seen some strange things going on, like with that sheep. I'm not sure if that was actually derping around or not. That zombie appearing there was a bit strange. Just follow me, Biffa. I think I have loads of dirt down here. Yes, right here. Chests full of the stuff. Take all you want. Okay, here we are back at the Nether Hub. This is the space that I'm going to be using, and I'm just recording this clip because I wanted to do a transition. So I'm just going to press F1 and we're going to see what this looks like when it's finished. And there we go. That is my TNT shop. That looks really good, that does. I'm happy with that. That was a cool idea, and I actually made this a lot bigger first of all. You see there's all this space back here. I guess I could use this for something eventually. But yeah, I had all of this space worked out because I built a box around the whole thing to make sure it wouldn't get caught on fire. And then when I put the TNT on the back, it just didn't look right because it was too far away. So I moved it forward like this, and now I think it really stands out. It doesn't really look better than these other shops because they're nice and personal and quite shoppy looking actually. For what you can do with Minecraft anyway. But mine really does stand out, and because it's selling TNT, you know exactly where to go. And yeah, I put a book in here as well that tells you the prices. I put 3 diamonds for a stack, and then if you're only getting half a stack, it's 2 diamonds. So if people buy less, then I make more overall, if that makes sense. So I'm really happy with that. That turned out to be a really good idea. And now we're going to head back over to the mob spawner. Here we are at the mob spawner, and before we start work on this, I've got to address one thing, which is the video I put out a couple of days ago, the Shire, Minecraft Middle Earth. I kind of kept that all under wraps because it was like a secret project, and some people were actually really confused as to what it was and why it was on my channel, which I didn't anticipate that, but it kind of makes sense. It's not the usual sort of content that I put out. So basically what happened is a long time ago, probably about 3 months now, I got contacted by a member of their server asking if I'd be interested in doing a video series with them, which I was. I went on there, I checked out what they were doing, and I really liked it, and so it took me quite a while to get everything together, but eventually we got round to making that video. And it's basically a showcase for all the work that they've done, and the reason that I wanted to do it with them is because they have a really awesome server and a big community there that's pretty cool. And I just wanted to help them out in some respects because they don't have any YouTubers in their community, and they don't really have a way of making videos, although they do have their own channel with some videos. I don't know the full story, but basically they wanted someone to come along and make a video series for them. So it was like a new challenge. It's not the sort of video that I've made before really, so I was quite excited to do that. And what I probably should have done is mentioned it in an episode of Hermitcraft, because then you guys would have known that it was coming out and what to expect. But you can actually expect to see that every couple of weeks now. The plan is to release a video every 2 weeks and go to a different part of the server each time, and then maybe in the future do some other things as well, like time lapses, and it's just going to be a really fun project to be a part of. So there'll be more of that in the future, but the mob spawner, which is what we come down here to work on at the moment, I'm not too sure what to do. I know we're going to make some modifications up the top here, make it all look symmetrical, move the clock, etc. But down below I don't really want to do anything too aesthetical without Red Eyes' input, because he's been working on this as well. So there's one other thing that I can think of doing, and another thing that I do want to do is sort out this storage, because all of this is backed up now. In fact, you can see that the hoppers are backed up because none of these items are being sucked up. So all of this is full. No real need to empty it because don't worry about it, you know, all those items will despawn. There'll be plenty more of them dropping down from above, so I think we need to come up with a better storage system, but I'm just not too sure what to do. But the one other thing that I can do at the moment is create a road between the middle there, that's the one place you want to go to, and the other place you want to go to is the end portal down the bottom there, which we can't see because of the clouds, and those mobs are really loud and annoying. Let's turn that down. So I'm going to build a nice road from that point to that point and put the nether portal in the middle of it. So we're going to move it from up there, put the nether portal in the middle, and then have an ice road that goes in each direction. And an ice road is one where you have ice under the half slabs, and then you have a low ceiling, so you can run like this and you can tap spacebar really fast, and then that will make you run very fast through it. So if we just go up the top here, we can actually get a better view. Actually no, we don't need to go up the top. That's what I'm going to be building basically. I'm going to move the nether portal to the middle and then build an ice bridge to the two things that you want to go to. Okay, the first part of our ice bridge is in place. I've put down the ice, I've put the half slabs on them, and this is just a couple of blocks left over from where I was building, and I put the portal in place right here. This is going to be the height of the ceiling, so when you're running along you can tap spacebar and jump really quickly, and then you'll accelerate down to the end. It'll literally take you just a second to get to the end here. Oh, I thought that was it, but the chunk hadn't loaded. So this is right in the middle of either end, seemed like the logical place to put it. And so when you get to the end here, there'll just be a wall in front of you, and then you can turn to the right and there'll be some steps leading up to this bit. But of course we're going to build a nice platform and build a nice area with lots of chests down the bottom here. Just need to think about how I'm going to do this storage thing, and one idea that I have had is to perhaps create a filter system under the middle bit here that will actually maybe get rid of particular items, or I think that would be the best way to do it. Either get rid of them or keep them. No, that doesn't make sense. Sorry, get rid of particular items or sort the ones that you want to keep into a separate chest. I think if you had the option to get rid of them, that's what most people would use all the time, and then all of the storage that you do have becomes for a specific item. So I've been thinking about different ways that I could do that while I'm building this. But we're going to get this finished first. I'm going to put in the roof, put some lighting on the roof as well, and then for the sides I was thinking that we could have a couple of floating blocks. Let's have a look. We've got half, full block, half. Maybe what we'll do is have blocks at this height going all the way across, so you have a gap at the bottom and top. And maybe I'll make that out of glass. That could look really nice. And then that could go all the way down to that end, all the way down to the other end as well. This end is going to be slightly different. I'm thinking what I want to do is... here's another problem. Okay, so I'm thinking we're going to have a platform that stretches out over to where the ladder is. Now we're going to be keeping this because the top part acts as an aerial, and there's something to do with activating chunks with these mob spawners that you build in the sky. You have to have a certain amount of blocks at a particular height, and I'm fairly sure that's what that's doing right there. So we're going to leave it in place, and then we can get back to that ladder by having a platform here. But I'm going to remove all of this up there as well. And then the other thing that I think I might have to do, which I really don't want to, is modify Kirshar's base there, because when you jump down here you want to jump into a water trap and not avoid his base. So what I might do is just modify it a bit and make it into a square, but hopefully I don't have to do that. I'm not sure, because the problem is this ladder goes all the way down to where the end portal is, and you can see there it overhangs by a couple of blocks, so you might end up jumping off and landing on it, which is not what we want at all. But you know what, I reckon there's plenty of ways we can make a solution that means we don't have to do that. Perhaps what we could just have is a one-hole drop that's right in the very middle. So yeah. Anyway, there's lots to be done. I'm going to do the roof next and remove all of that up there. Oh man, I finished taking away all of that up there, and I think a skeleton spawned on top of the nether portal. You can't actually see the ice bridge now for some reason. It's like it's unloaded itself. And I think the skeleton spawned on top of it because I got shot and knocked down here. And then I saw there's this guy over here as well. But now I'm wondering, how do I get back up there? Because... oh, you're going for a swim. Wonder where he came from. Because if I go up this ladder, it doesn't lead me anywhere. The nether portal's over there now, so... yeah, I'm going to have to... probably go up on top of Kirshar's base and see if I can ender pearl over there. The reason I couldn't see any... oh, that was clever. The reason I couldn't see anything, I think, was because of these clouds. See, it's obscuring everything. They just weren't so visible at night. But if I go up here, up this ladder, I should be able to ender pearl onto the ice bridge. Let's just hold shift again so we don't fall off. A little bit higher. Oh, there we go. And yeah, now we can see it all. Yeah, so if I go up here, I can just ender pearl onto that and then continue. Okay, all of this is now finished, I do believe. So let's see. First of all, I had to put these torches on top to stop mobs spawning on there. I thought these half slabs were on the lower side of the block, but they're actually on the higher. So I need to come up with something nice up the top here to do with lighting. I'm not sure what exactly I'm going to do yet. But then this is finished. If I just sprint and then tap spacebar like that, we go really fast, go all the way over to the other side here. And then all of this bit here has got ice under it as well. That's just aesthetical, so it matches with the rest of it. It's not really that functional, but technically you can sprint round the back here like that. But that then links it up to this ladder, which is a good idea, I think. And also, if we drop down there, that's going to take us to the end. So I've been using the blaze rods to make blaze powder with ender pearls to get Eye of Enders, because I brought those with me, and now the end portal is activated. It's also got a water drop directly above it, so all you have to do is fall down the middle here, and it doesn't clip with the edge of Kirshar's base either, so as long as when you're falling down you don't start moving around you won't hit his base. So that is that done. The ender portal is hooked up, and now we can move on to working on this bit here. And I'm not 100% sure what it is I want to do, but I was thinking about the floor, and I think I want to build that out of glass, because it's not too often that you're up here this high up in the sky. I know some people come up here and build, but I don't see it too often. I don't see people choosing the sky as a location to build stuff. So I think we need to go all out and build something that really takes advantage of the view that we have, which is what this bit here is done already with the glass on the sides. We've got this really nice open feel, but you are actually quite safe. So I think that's what I'll do for the floor. Just have a glass floor, and then on the sides maybe some pillars with chests in between, so there's loads of storage for the items. Check out that view. That looks really nice. I'm so pleased with that, and it is a little bit gloomy up here. It's raining at the moment. You can't see the rain because of all the blocks above us. If we go out here, you'll see that it's raining, and that's why it's a little bit gloomy. But when it's daytime, this place will look absolutely lovely, and it's really good having the glass floor, just being able to look down at the ocean and see the shadow of the mob spawner as well. But at night time, this place is going to be really dark, which I'm not too keen on, so I might have to do something about that. That looked off centre for a second then, but it's right in the middle. I don't know why it looked like that. We still need to do something about this. I'm not sure what we're doing. We've been discussing it a little bit, but we'll probably leave that for now. We need to do something with that, and we also need to finish building this. Red Eyes has been here helping me build as well. We've just got a little bit more to do down this end, and do you know what I think I want to do? I want to add some daylight sensors to this thing so it lights up at night time. I don't think the daylight sensors are affected by rain. It'd be interesting if they were, because then I could possibly make it so that this place lights up when it's raining as well. So it turns out that putting in these light sensors isn't as straightforward as I thought it was, because we've got all of this in our way, so we can't use the light sensor until we move it away from the mob spawner. However, at either end we could easily put them in. I'll just go down here and break a block and show you. See, there would be room on the end here. It goes all the way up to the sky, so that would be the place to put it. But what I actually wanted to do was place these lamps a couple of blocks up underneath that cobblestone, and then have a daylight sensor on the side of it. So well, I was going to assume that that would directly hook up to the redstone lamp, but maybe I can do a little bit of redstone wiring, but that's completely pointless now because of the roof up there. So it gets really dark when it's night time, and I'm going to be working on that. I want to put in these lights, but keep it so that this place has this nice and clean look that we have at the moment. Now the problem with that clean look is all of these chests, so what we're going to do is have another little thing like this on the other side, some steps that go down into an area just for storage, and then I'm going to move all of the items that we have dropping down here in the middle. I'm going to move them that way on either side. So the way that I'm going to do that is to have it so that these items down one side come down to a certain point, and then they turn around, and then they go that way and they head out that way. But then the ones that come down on the other side, they don't link into the same hopper, they turn off one before. So we're going to send 2 out on this side and 2 out on that side, which is what we have at the moment. So we're going to keep the same amount of rates. The items can pass through the hoppers, and then we can send them to some processing areas just over here, and then build a storage area on that side over there. But I think I'm going to have to wrap things up there. I'm going to work on this and hopefully get it built for the beginning of the next episode. So if you're watching this in the future, in a moment there'll be an annotation on the screen. You can click that to go to the next episode. So thank you for watching, and I will catch you next time.